Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat and back to work on the not abandoned. I want to call this one abandoned and this one is not abandoned. The Pieces of the Past and Places of the Past digital journal. And this one is very hard to show you. But it is a kind of like a flip-flop journal, but it's full size rather than the skinny style that a lot of people are making in the flip-flop. So I'm trying to get my lighting and my camera and all that stuff right. I do have white lights. I don't know if that matters. I don't know how to fix it, you guys. I mean, I've tried and I think it has helped. It's just a little darker now. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Some people said still looks washed out. I don't really know. I don't know because I didn't change anything in the first place. But anyhow, I have a People of the Past digital kind of to go along with these two kits. Just if you want people. If you don't want people, then obviously this isn't the kit for you. There's 5 pages of all kinds of different pictures, and they are like stained and made to look like they're kind of scratched or roughed up, that kind of thing, like they're used, you know, like they've been around for a long time. And so you can see the stains on those ones and on this one here. So that they're supposed to be like that. If you get them and are like, why are they like that? It's because I made them like that. So that is how those are. And you can kind of see this one, like it's got some of the color rubbed off, that sort of thing. So you get 5 pages of all different images, and there's some duplicates that are like bigger or smaller than the other, but for the most part they're mostly different. And then you get 7 pages of just some background, cool looking background, sort of embroidery or lace or whatever type papers. This one I don't have the full sheet because I used it on the back of the journal, which is here. You can see I tore a piece off and used it there. And then this one is a little bit lighter, a little bit different print, but it's still a floral embroidery. And then there's this one. And this one. They kind of look velvety, like a velvety chenille or something like that. That one, that would be a great center. And then this one, I liked this because I thought you could put a photo in there of, you know, a family member or whatever, just depending on how you want to use it. So that is that. That's in the shop if you're interested in it. What was I going to show you? Oh, I did get all my signatures sewn in. And that is no different than sewing one signature into a book. So that's why I didn't do it on camera. Well, for one, you guys know I stink at that anyways. But just like you would see anyone sew into one, you know, say this is the front cover of my journal and this is the back cover of my journal, you're just sewing one signature in. So you just do it 3 separate times. So 2 of the signatures are on one side. It's just really hard to show this. And then the other signature is at the back or on the back side, because it's just a big long concertina type book. You know, it's one sheet of paper folded accordion style. So it just has that 2 on the front part and 1 on the back part type thing. That's what the whole flip-flop thing kind of is. I know everybody does different styles and versions of it, but that's essentially what they are, is you know, like an accordion basically. All right, so I did that. I did do a little bit of decorating, and I'll do a complete flip through of it when it's completely done. But yeah, I have these sewn in, and I've used that photograph was from my abandoned journal. I did put these in. These are the CD envelope covers, and they are this size. I didn't shrink them down. This is the size that they come when I do 2 in a kit like this. They flip up. You could put something in there like a pocket, but I didn't close this hole up. It's open up so that these tags, you know, will fit into it like that. I have added little bits and pieces so that, you know, it just sort of helps hold all the little parts in. And then this one has, you know, just different bits and pieces. So those are on one page. They do flip up, so you can write under them, but you have to take the tall tag out or they won't flip all the way up, which is also a nice thing, because if you keep the large tag in, you don't have to worry about them flipping around, because they stay, because they can't lift very far. So I did do that. I'm trying to find, I know I added, oh, here's one of the pictures from the People of the Past kit. I added this, which we did this envelope together, but these tags are from a masterboard that I made. So that's all it is a collage masterboard of kind of neutral bits of paper. And then I put in one of these are kind of like postcards. I will stitch around this one. I haven't done that yet, but, and then back here, I just have, it's like a notepad of these cool dyed papers that Dee Dee Farago gave me. And this is just 2 pages or 2 pieces of one of the kit pages folded in half and glued together, so it's a tiny bit thicker. But that just goes in that long back pocket. This is one of the envelope stack pockets that we did together. And then this long one goes in here. And this one goes in the letter. And this one goes in the envelope. So that's that pocket all done and ready to go. Then there's our back, which I've just collaged all over. I didn't add any pockets on this. I did do this little, with these die cuts that I have in the shop that are all sewing sort of related, or like grandmother's attic kind of pieces. Like I have, you know, a sewing machine. There's also like a radio and stuff like that. It's not all sewing, but there are a lot of sewing pieces. I just added a piece of embroidery. You can see it's like an old table runner on there. And then it opens. I finished collaging all this background. I need to make pockets for these 2 pieces, so that's kind of what we're going to work on today. I think that's kind of all that I did that you guys haven't seen, I think. If not, we will see it when we do the flip through, but that's where we're at. So we need to just make some, I think I'm going to do some book page pockets. Just 1 to show you guys, and 2, that way I'll have them. So the first one we're going to do is this one, which is very easy. It's just the corner cut pocket that way. It opens, you can write in these 2 spaces, and then you could make it a tuck there, or have it a belly band all the way through. That's up to you. So I'll show you how to do that one. It could not be easier. It's just 2 book pages, and I don't know what any of these say, so I apologize if there's any bad words. It's 2 book pages that are torn out of just one of my glue books that I have. And I've just put a piece, when I cut the edge off where it was all ratty from being torn, I just took that same piece and glued it down the center to hook the 2 pages together. If you have 2 pages that are already connected, then you don't have to worry about that. And I'll give you a measurement on these, but it doesn't really matter because we are going to cut them down. They're not going to stay this size, but just so you know what size book page I'm starting with. They are 9 1/4 by 5. 9 1/4 by 5. You can do it with any book page though. Like all of our other 8 million pockets that we do, you can make them different sizes. They don't have to be the size of mine. So you're going to take that front page and just fold that edge to the spine, or whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to do the corner down thing, which this will get folded the other direction. So like this, and glued down. That's going to strengthen that so that you don't have to double it. Although I'm going to decorate these, put other things on them, so, you know, that doesn't make any difference. Oh, I forgot to ask you guys how y'all doing today. I just like jumped right in and got right to work. So yeah, I'm bad. I want to say hugs and blessings to Cindy, Viola, and Barbara. I'm sorry, I just like drew a blank there. Thank you guys for all your kind comments and for always, you know, watching and commenting. I never know what to say when I do that. And then this other one, you don't have to measure, but I just took the page and folded it back a little bit to give me some strength, because it's going to become a tuck, and you do kind of want to have it, I wanted to have it sticking out a little. If you don't want it sticking out, then you can fold it even with the other one, but I'm just going to fold it back, and I'm not worried. It's probably 1.5 inches or so, but you can fold it back as little or as much as you would like. And then that's going to strengthen that, so we don't have to worry about it. I am going to cut some of this off because it's way too tall. But I want to use this one in that journal on one of those kind of back, I'm calling them back pages for lack of a better term. So I'm not going to cut it off until I know how high I want it. So yeah, I want it on one of these pages here. So I want it to be fairly tall. But this is where, you know, you're going to check the size of your journal and decide where you want to cut it, right? So you don't have to make it the same size as mine. You can make them any size that you like. I think I'm going to go about maybe here. Looks good. These journals I think are really fun because they're just, oh, there is a bad word on there. I'm sorry. I don't write the books. And I try to get rid of them and cover them up and all that, but sometimes it happens. But just remember, I didn't write it. I'm just using it for fodder, basically, without the words, without the bad words. I think I'm going to go ahead and use some of this new kit just because I do like it. I think it's a good one for background and all that. But like I said, if you're not into the people, then obviously you don't need that one, and you can just decorate it how you want. Or if you have your own photos, obviously that's even cooler. I just don't, I mean, I have some, but because I sell my journals, I don't necessarily want my own family members on there. But if you're keeping your own, then obviously you probably would. Okay, so this is going to get torn at an angle. I need to tear the bottom. So what are you guys up to? Did you have a good weekend? For me, it's Monday. Sorry. Yeah, we had a lovely weekend because we got to celebrate my daughter's birthday. That's always a good, happy time, right? Other than they just keep getting older and older. Well, we all do, but you know what I mean. It's fun when kids are little. But it's also fun to see them, you know, going out on their own and all. All right, yeah, that will work. And we have rainy, windy weather, which is never fun. And I ran today to I knew that the post office would be closed because it's President's Day. But I thought we have a mailing center thing too, and usually they're open even on the random holidays that the post office takes. I mean, I'm not saying random like I don't care. I don't mean it like that. I just mean they don't take all the holidays off except the major ones. And so I thought they'd be open today, and I ran down there. And then I also ran to Home Depot because I'm looking for, I want spring bulbs, and I know it's the wrong time because fall is the time for spring bulbs, but I want to do some spring arrangements and use, you know, spring bulbs for Easter to give as gifts. And that seems like, doesn't seem like, and I know they sell them in the fall, and that's probably the only time you can get them, but it seems like it would be a good thing for them to have this time of the year. I don't know. I'm always amazed. And I know that they have to be cold, but all you have to do, all the nursery type places would have to do is keep them in some type of refrigerated thing over the winter, and they'd be all ready to go in the spring. It seems like they could sell. I don't know. Is that crazy? I mean, I know you can get them, but I just don't want to go through the rigmarole of ordering them and all that. I just want to get them locally, like we're supposed to do. But you can't ever find anything locally. So anyway, went to Home Depot because my daughter's roommate, which it's fine, he wasn't leading me astray because he got some and they were at the Home Depot, but they live in a different area in, you know, Boise, and so they could find them there. They must have a bigger Home Depot or something. Mine didn't even know what spring bulbs were. They're like, yeah, they're right there by the door. I'm like, okay, yeah, those are spring bulbs, but they're summer blooming flowers. That's different. So, yeah. Anyway, didn't get either thing that I went. I could have just stayed home this morning. The mailing thing was weird, though, because I have gone in there loads of times when the post office is closed, and they're usually there. So I don't know. Oh, and I also wanted to say, because I have had questions about digitals, people have been trying to download with their phone. I am no help there, because I have only ever downloaded on computers or my iPad, that kind of thing. I do not know how to do it on a phone, and it's not an easy task. If you know how, that's awesome, but I would not recommend buying digitals and thinking they're going to download perfectly with a phone. I mean, I'm sure I know people know how to do it. I just don't, and so then when people are having trouble and contact me on Etsy, I don't know how to help them, and I feel bad because, you know, they bought a digital, but I guess the moral of the story is you kind of have to know how to use your own devices if you're gonna do that, because I don't know, there's just so many devices and so many things that you can do now, so many types of computers and tablets and all the things that really, I don't know. So, sorry if you've been trying to download on your phone and struggling. I'm not much help because I don't know how to do that. So my advice would be not to download on a phone, but I know people know how. I'm just not one of them. I would think it would work the same as like the iPad, but it doesn't, so. But it applies all the way around, like, I don't know. You just gotta know how to do it if you're gonna purchase them. I mean, if everything was one system, then I would know how to do it because I download all the time on my iPad. But because everything's different, there's just no way I can know how to do all of it on all of them. So I do try to help as much as I can, but there comes a time. When I run out of ways to help. I'm not very good tech support. My skills are also semi-limited. I know how to do the stuff that I have to do, you know, making the digitals and what I have to do to get it downloaded to Etsy and all those kind of things, but after that, it's sort of out of my hands. And once again, that's just because everything's so different. There isn't just one way. Yeah, that'll look cool, I think. And that's one of the new kit papers. And again, thank you to Carol, because she's the one that asked if I would do something like that to go with these kits. And they are fun. It is fun to have different size photos and have them look old. And so... big hugs to Carol too, because she's not feeling good. So poor thing, she's had a heck of a time this winter with getting all the galloping crud that's going around. So big hugs to her. Okay, I guess I don't want to fold that yet. I got it a little too close on the edge there. So we'll go back to the front and glue this down. So anyway, that's a fun little book page pocket. You could make up a bunch and have them all ready to go. And you just glue along the edge and the bottom. And voila. And then that page will get glued down so we don't have to cover the back. You could if you wanted and have it, yeah, I went way over on that. I did not do that well, but I'm going to wait till it dries before I try to fold it. You could cover the back and then turn it into, you know, like a go over the page and paper clip it on, that kind of thing. You could do something like that. So if you wanted to cover the back, you could. But it's kind of just meant to be a pocket. And this one I am decorating because I'm going to use it in my journal. These are too fat to fit in there. I wonder if I could cut it down. No, it's not tall enough either, though. We'll just make something. I don't know what all I want to put on it. Yeah, we went to brunch yesterday. Dinner on Friday. My daughter got the double because we wanted to take her somewhere on her birthday, so we took her to dinner, and then Grandma and Grandpa took us all to brunch which was lovely. Very sweet of them to do that. They like to do that at brunch every year usually. So how dark is this? It just looks really dark, you guys. I'm really worried I'm gonna start getting the people that think it's too dark. It's impossible. I'm just gonna try to cut this out as quick as I can here. Thought I had one cut out, but and then after we went to brunch, we went to my daughter's favorite bookstore. They have a really cool bookstore. My husband likes it too. They both had gift cards from my sister from Christmas, so that's like their favorite thing, because I've told you before, they trade off books with each other, and they like have contests with each other to see, you know, how many books have you read, this is how many I've read. So they have a lot of fun with that. So they like to go look at books together too, because then they're like, okay, you get this one and I'll get this one, and then they swap. Yeah, cute. I found some gifts, so I was very pleased as well. I love that that suit for that little boy is $4. It's so funny. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it. Kind of like the blue one, huh? Sorry, I do try to get things cut out so you guys don't have to watch me, but some days I don't know what I want to use until I start working. So I'll try to be quick. It was really busy in that bookstore, though. I was super happy to see that, because we had one run by the same company as, you know, kind of ma and pa owned, but they had one in Boise, and then they had one out in Caldwell, and that's the one that's closer to us, is the one in Caldwell. And it went out of business because of COVID, that whole time period. And so I was really happy when I was at the one yesterday and they were doing well, because I got a little scared for them. But it's so hard. That was so difficult for small business. And they had just opened that store too, and that whole thing happened. And it's such a cool building, because it was an old bank building, and they had the vault in it with all the cool old metal drawers. And in that room they had put, you know, really cool old books and those sort of new collectible books that have the faux leather covers on them and stuff. It just looked really nice in there. It just was a great bookstore. Such a bummer that, you know, it didn't work out, because it was so. But it was good yesterday to see their other store doing good. Yeah, that'll work. And then they had puzzles and all kinds of stuff in that vault room too. I just liked that room. Of course, because it had all the old drawers and all that. I was like, that's so cool. That's what I would like my craft room to be like, but that's probably never gonna happen. I love those sort of apothecary type things with all the drawers. They're so small though, what in the world really would you be able to put in there? Probably not much. I mean, we do have a lot of little stuff, but I want this really like that. Okay, that worked well. So I think I'll leave that like that because I don't know what I want to put. I'm going to have to put a tag in it, but I also want to do another style. Yeah, this looks so dark. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to do, if I can find all my pieces of paper again. Let me do one of these. They're kind of a large coin envelope. I'm going to set this other one aside. But that's great. That's a great one because you can do it any size paper. And then I just have a piece of paper that is out of statistics book. And so it doesn't matter. You can use any, that's just a glue page, you know, folded in half. But I'm going to score the top about I don't know why that is so dark. I'm sorry, you guys. Hold on just a minute. Okay, I don't know if that's a little better. I hope it is. Anyways, I'm going to score about a 1/2 inch, roughly, just to fold around that envelope. Yeah, it just seems like it progressively gets darker and darker and darker. Like right now, it seems fine. But is it going to stay that way? I don't know. It's so funny because honestly, everybody says something different. Like it's fine, it's washed out, no, it's dark. It's just, I don't know what the answer is. Okay, I'm going to take my faux tape. I mean, it's nobody's fault. I just don't know how to fix it, that's all. And the faux tape is made using just painting alcohol ink right onto Scotch tape, just clear Scotch tape. And then sometimes I drip a few extra drips, you know, to get the darker spots. And then you just let it dry, which does not take long at all because alcohol ink is very quick. And I use caramel, and it's Ranger. It's Ranger alcohol ink in caramel. But you can use that. You can use other colors. You don't have to use caramel. That's just the color I use because I have it. And I do fold my ends over, but I have to say, because many people were saying try using sticker paper, you know, the leftover from like labels, and I don't use labels and I don't have any of that particular paper, but I've used wax paper and that works much better than putting it on plastic. It peels off like a breeze, so wax paper is fantastic. And then we're just going to put this on here so that it opens, but I don't want to mess up this flap. I suppose you could put it up a little, that way that flap wouldn't pop open. And then you'd have to open it and pull out whatever's in there. Yeah, that would work. So maybe we will go ahead and go over where the flap is. So kind of center, sort of. The main reason I put the tape on is because that is cracked right there, the book page, because it's old. but if yours doesn't crack, then don't worry about it. You can even just use, what do you call it, coffee dyed paper or another piece of book page or whatever to help, you know, so it's not gonna just break off, because that doesn't help. If your hinge breaks off, it's not a very good hinge. So you can see where that's cracked, but now that that is on there, it should be fine. I'm just gonna use a little glue along there too to extra, and then I just rub my finger on it, and that'll just help seal it a little bit. And then these can be decorated up, obviously, as well, however you choose. I gotta get out my bucket again. I'm getting down to the bare bones of what's left of the digital. Okay. Amy. Helps if you have the ruler going the proper direction. I think this is upside down, but I think it's fine. It's a rose. Ah, sorry, just hit the whole shebang. And of course, you don't have to cover all this if you don't want to. You might just kind of do something like that. Because the yellow, that manila, is a nice color. It's upside down again. What is my dilemma today? Just having all sorts of dilemmas, mostly because of the camera. I've decided to have these phones for about 3 years, and then like they just start doing the most random weird stuff, so that you'll go turn it in for whatever their latest deal is. It's so crazy. Because when we were growing up, man, do you remember we had our phone for, I mean, the entire time I was growing up, I think we had the same phone, until finally, I think when I was a junior, senior in high school, my dad bought one of the cordless, the big, huge, giant cordless phones. Until that point, we had the rotary, you know, go around the corner and try to talk on the phone, because that wound up cord that was on it, that whole thing, you can only go so far away. So yeah, all that. But we had those phones forever. I mean, granted, we didn't use them for cameras and everything else, but still, I just feel like it's such a gimmick. It makes me angry. It's so wasteful. So wasteful. I know they take them apart and use parts and do all that, but kind of like this design on that one. So yeah, I know I'm covering up the manila again. Oh well. I didn't like this seam in it. We're gonna just cover those up, yeah. And if I do that, it covers all that to right. No, I don't like it. I just don't like it. No matter how hard I try. Oh look, I did have one of those. I've got a bucket of scraps for sure. I don't like that with the dates over there, that's fun. Let's go down though. Let's do that. Yeah, so fun stuff, technology is. And I am not super great at a lot of it. This glue is getting down to the end, and you know how it gets kind of more dry as you go, so it's not wanting to cooperate very well. Don't rip it. Got big old globs of glue. Okay, I can go up here. I'll just tear it over there. And I don't know what I'll put in this envelope yet, but we'll get there. We're getting close on this one, surprisingly. I'm not going to put a ton of ephemera on the pages themselves, because we've put such big, kind of full pocketed pages on the cover, for not knowing what else to call it. So I don't want it to get just so fat. Plus, that leaves something for whoever gets it to do in it. If it's got some blank spots, and maybe somebody who likes to write more will be more interested. It will definitely have writing space, like 3 journals worth. There's 13 pages per, and that's full pages, so it's double that per signature. There are some decorative pages, but so that will close, and we can put something decorative there. We could put something decorative on our flap. This might be fun. On there. Probably have to cut off that bubbly look, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it around here and not really worry a lot about the little goofy bubbly outside. That'll fit there with something else. I don't know if I want more of that. pull the weeds, dear, for love. That's an interesting song lyric. I never thought much about love while I was pulling weeds, I'm gonna tell you. Often puts me in a foul mood. I don't know, I like doing yard work, but when you have a ton of weeds to pull, it's not fun. I'm about out of glue. Must be time to quit. Usually decorate the front more, but here we are decorating the inside more. I don't know which way this goes. Maybe this way? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I might have to trim that off up at the top. Oops, sorry. I keep hitting those darn light bulbs. I don't know what I want to put on there. Could put an old sewing machine. Could put that on there. Just tear the sides a little. Suitcases. This was a freebie on not yesterday's, but the week before 50 stack challenge. It was the travel and garden one. I don't know, do I want... Sorry, looking for something here. She's very pretty. These ladies are probably, they're a little bit big. It's like they might fit better, look better, but I don't want to cover the whole thing because I like the numbers. I can print it again. That's the beauty of it. It's way too big, so just think I'm gonna go hangs over her head too much. Yeah, I think we'll do something like that. Oops, I'm so sorry, you guys. I've got to figure out this lighting thing. Thought I had it, but I did not. How did I do that? It was this way. Yes. So I'm going to glue it like that right now. Seriously. Stinker. I want to leave a lot of those numbers showing because I just like them. I think that is good because I do like the numbers. All right, so we have one, this is 2 book pages together. Fold that side over, fold the flap in, and cover it so that you can write on it or whatever. That'll get glued down to a page, probably as a belly band or a side tuck or something. And then this one obviously has the flap, which I probably will put a piece of writing paper there. And then you can write here, and then whatever we end up putting on the inside of that one. And that would also get glued down as either a belly band or, you know, most likely belly band or just a side tuck, because you don't really want it to go from the top with this flap and all that. So anyway, hope you guys like those, and I will chat with you again tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.